speak to Jem. I actually want Jem to have an opinion for a minute.
Yeah,
Brent. Like, what do you make of this signing, Jem?
Top player, a player that has Prem experience. Now taking a big step from not a great team in Leeds coming at Chelsea. It is a big step up for him, but there is a lot of quality in this player, and the ability to be able to take on and take on players in tight places. When you think about Chelsea at home struggling to break down teams that have got 11 men behind the ball and not having that currently in our forward line, Raphinha has that, but he also has the ability to be able to contribute to goals. He also creates a lot. But the one thing I would say about all of this is, yes, it's a great sign, and it does make me happy, the fact that we've kind of pipped him to Arsenal more than anything as well. But it isn't enough. And bringing in Sterling with him potentially is a good thing. I do think that it also may trigger a switch in formation. But it will just all depend on how we move forward after we get Sterling. Do we look at the DM area, the central midfield area? We already know that we need to sort out centre backs. But you know what was interesting about Raphinha, actually? I read something on Twitter that Matisse put up, and I didn't actually log this properly, but he said that only Raphinha and Mane have created over 100 plus chances and completed 100 take-ons since 2020, 2021. And he put there, he thinks he's a better finisher than Dembele as well. And in terms of reliable and fitness-wise, I agree with him. With Raphinha that he's going to play majority of his games as well. I mean, that was quite an impressive stat in itself, to be honest. So I am looking forward to it. It's just that he needs to, it's just fitting him in now. Tuchel wants him. That's, Bowley's backed him. He spent the money. Now it's about how we incorporate him in.
Go and deliver, absolutely. And he's a fantastic player. King James here says, Terry been waffling Arsenal to sign Raphinha. Arsenal were close, bro. It was 3 bids. Personal terms, no issue. It is where it is. And listen, what some Chelsea fans will also do, though, is they'll try and look for obscure passages in articles. He never even thought about Arsenal. He only wanted us. That's not true. That's not how it works. We're going to speak to Gunnar Solskjaer in a bit, but Brandon, you had a comment you wanted to make, mate.
Yeah, for me, it's blatantly obvious why he's going to Chelsea. Chelsea are more ambitious. Chelsea win more things. At the end of the day, if
Champions League.
Yeah, exactly. If you're a player, you're picking between Arsenal and Chelsea. You've got to say, you're picking Chelsea. They're the most successful club in recent times. So, as great a signing as he would have been for us, a player with ambition. If they got the choice between Arsenal and Chelsea, they go Chelsea all day long.
Look, I think when you are where Chelsea are and you're in the Champions League, it's different. Gunnar Souls is here. What are you saying, my friend?
They had to ruin our trailer moment, didn't they? Like, we knew All or Nothing was dropping, They just had to do something to, bring the pain back, and that's exactly what they did. I'm not going to sit here and, track back on everything I've said, because I've said, he'd be a wonderful signing for whoever comes. And to strengthen, well, I know we haven't sold him to him, but to allow another top 4 team to get a player of this quality, regardless of what we think of Chelsea and attacking players, whether he will go there and be a success or not, he's a quality player who can get the ball and make something of nothing. He can create chances. And that's kind of what Chelsea sometimes lack, is that attacking ability to do something. And to be honest with you, as good as Havertz may become, and as good as, we've seen Lukaku in Serie A, none of them really have the ability to take the ball and get something done. That's a rare ability in football at the minute, where they've got the ability to take on 2-3 men and score a goal. And if you put him against, top players, I look at, even those cameo performances in Brazil, he has got ability. He's a phenomenal player, and put him across, good players or even players who can create for him, it's a phenomenal combination. And that's why I was excited to get him, because if you look at our talent, like Fabio Vieira coming in, Odegaard, when you've got Saka there as well, when you've got Gabriel Jesus and what he can do, it would have been a brilliant signing, and it definitely would have taken us a level up. But it's one of those where it hurts. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. I'm not going to sit here and go, let's just take the L. It's a big L to take, regardless of whether we were going to front 66 million or 65 million, whatever the fee was coming to. And I know we've got priorities, and I know there's other signings that we have to make in terms of getting that left back in, because we've clearly seen Tavares isn't good enough. Whether he'll ever be good enough, that's, it is what it is. But and I understand that we need like a Yuri Tillemans or a Hussam Aouar, or, someone to come into that advanced 8 role who can come in and do it now. But getting a Raphinha, firstly, the buzz, the sort of atmosphere that it creates, and for a player like that to come shows other players that, okay, Arsenal are showing intent, they mean business. So it's a massive L. I'm not even going to sit here and try and banter Chelsea.
The only thing I'll say is this Raphinha deal sort of came out of nowhere, so I wouldn't put it past them. I really wouldn't. Chelsea fans have now think about we are under a new regime, not the old one. There's no way Marina does this deal for starters. She would never do this deal for that price that they're wanting, and she wouldn't have got Lukaku out. I think we have to be broad-minded and open to the fact that anything can happen this summer. I really do.
I'm not sat here saying that we
Oh
won't.
no,
get,
no, I know.
like,
It's your person.
I'm just saying, like, feasibly, if we think about it, like, logically, we still have areas that we need to fill in.
Do you guys not feel that it feels a little bit like the Roman, that the way that was signed, and I'm not talking about it both Marino, I'm talking about it was very quiet still, and the way that we just went bang. I mean, look at the Kai Havertz deal, for example. Even Ziyech, when we bought him to Chelsea originally, it was like bang, Ziyech, 35 mil done. Like it had that kind of way, if you know what I mean, when you look at it.
Some deals just do that though. Like Arsenal have had one with Fabio Vieira. Like it was going on for 2 months, but no one knew. Like Man United didn't. I know he isn't the same caliber, but Man United didn't start work on Terrell. What's his name? The guy that we hijacked today. I forgot his surname.
Macchia.
Yeah,
My brain's gone. Tyrell's his first name. I'll go with that. It's just gone from my head. But yeah, like Man United didn't start work on that today and just suddenly bid. Some deals just go under the radar. And I think it's because, again, I do this. When I speak to the journalists, I ask them about certain deals that are trending. I don't really dig deeper for like, what's the obscure rumor you've heard of? Does that make no one asks them for that kind of information, so it doesn't really come out. Brandon, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. I appreciate it, bro. We're going to get to AFC Monty on to have you say cheers, mate. Thank you. AFC Monty's here, another Gooner. How you feeling, mate?
I mean, that was quite some big news that came out recently, wasn't it? To be honest, it sucks. But do you know what? Fair play to Chelsea. Do you know what? Fair play. I can't be too down about it. It's the transfer window. It's why we love it. Drama happens, you know? That's the whole point of it. But yeah, it's a shame. I mean, we're all kind of set on Raphinha. Everyone had their edits and their little graphics all ready for the announcement. And well, it looks like that's all getting put in the recycling bin, doesn't it? So yeah, we move. Do you know what? But I've just seen. I don't know how true it is, but apparently the second option's Felix. And well, if that happens, go for it. I don't care about Raphinha, but we don't know how true that is.
But the thing is, if it is true. If João Felix will be more expensive and not your first choice, you went for Raphinha first. That's the kind of that's when I get weirded out by fans, not you, because you're just repeating a report. It's almost like, but João Felix is more expensive and you can't afford Raphinha. Then why wouldn't you just gone for João Felix first? Like, do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, no, definitely. But do you know what I think it is? And going back to what Mikel Arteta said in his last press conference, I think if we go for an option like Felix, it will directly affect an approach for a player like Tielemans. And just to quote what they said in the press conference, we have certain resources, not unlimited, but certain resources. So I think what it is they did the numbers in their head. Tim Lewis and sat there and said, look, I think we can sort of work out this, and it didn't work. I mean, Chelsea paid more for Raphinha and we didn't match it. So it gives an idea of we're probably going to plan B now in terms of the whole window. So it'll be interesting to see. It was big news at first. I mean, I can't lie. I was one of the Arsenal fans that thought this was done. I thought Raphinha was coming. And now I'm standing here looking like a lemon. But fair play to Chelsea, you know. It's good business. And it's the beauty of the transfer window. And when you get those deals that come out of nowhere,
we've all done that. If Twitter existed when Chelsea signed Eden Hazard, I remember because he was going to announce it after some game. I was sitting there and I was convinced with my boys, I'm like, he's going United. Watch, United player, this, that. And then when it was Chelsea, honestly, I could have crawled into a hole and died. Thank God there was there was Twitter, but no one really cared. Winter Surfer, thank you for coming.